my voice in with Andrew's choir here and to say this is much more of a disaster than it might seem based on the rules that are being carved here, and for two reasons. One, at oral argument, John Sauer for former President Trump acknowledged that the fraudulent elector scheme was what he would describe as private conduct, and despite that concession, in the majority opinion, they're saying that still lives for another day to determine whether or not that's private. That's conduct that Chief Justice Roberts expressly describes among the buckets of stuff that Judge Chutkan still has to weigh whether it's private or official, indicating that they think it might be official. The second thing, and Katie, this is a big deal, is on page 18. There's a big paragraph in terms of the guidelines for Judge Chutkan in determining what's official and what's unofficial. And they say, the majority, in dividing official from unofficial conduct, courts may not inquire into the president's motives. This was a huge issue at oral argument. Chief Justice Roberts asking John Sauer, what about bribery? Let's say former President Trump or a president appoints somebody to an ambassadorship and gets a whole bunch of money for that. Are you essentially saying that we can't consider the bribery, but we can consider the acceptance of the money? That's tautological. That's nonsensical. And despite that, they are now carving a rule out that says the motive can't be considered. In other words, if you appoint somebody to an ambassadorship, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it for your own private gain. That's still official.
How can that be? How can they write an opinion that says that? How can that be?
I don't know how that can be, but I want to be really clear with what we are seeing here, and I want to go back to Neil's comments. This is not so much an opinion as it is a broad edict meant to serve a particular moment, even while they say they are
writing a rule for the ages.
Writing a rule for the ages.
This is a rule for the moment. Let's bring in my